Welcome to On Today's Ride. I'm Kieran, and this week we're going to be exploring lovely Songkhla Peninsula here in Da Nang, otherwise known as Monkey Mountain. Will we see any monkeys? Will we get onto the Forbidden Road? Stay tuned in to find out. One thing we will be seeing though is this magnificent 800-year-old banyan tree. Check out those aerial routes. Okay, it's 5 AM, 4:59. I'm far from the only one at the beach. There are a lot of people out already. I know the camera can't pick up a lot in this light, but there's cyclists out, there's people doing exercise, there's loads of people on the beach, there's people swimming, playing football, the meditators are out already. Early start for them. I'm up at silly o'clock to go and ride Monkey Mountain, the Forbidden Road. Yeah, just in that short stretch of beach, I saw everything going on. Walkers, runners, yogis, meditators, people playing volleyball, swimming, cyclists, ladies doing their exercise, and the occasional man. I may have said it before, but I'll say it again. If you want to understand Vietnam, if you want to understand what it's really like to live in Da Nang City, come to the beach at 5 AM and you will be in for a surprise. I've never seen anything quite like it in my life. Sun doesn't get up for another half an hour. We got to get to the climb before the security guard gets there. Okay, I'm using the light from my phone, so it's really a bit glaring. Anyway, we got in, we got past the guards who were sleeping, onto the back road of Songkhla, Monkey Mountain, and now I'm just going to wait for dawn so that I can do some filming, because there's some fantastic views from this road. It's definitely the best road on Songkhla. Now, you probably can't really see much here, but the whole barrier's collapsed here. There were some storms here a couple of years ago in the winter, and it did quite a lot of damage on Songkhla, and some of the roads have been closed ever since. Like the one I rode yesterday, but the one I rode yesterday, there were people working on it, and I think it'll probably reopen soon. This one, well, we'll see, but I've got a feeling they're just going to let this one go, which will be a real shame. Okay, suns are coming, lights up. Now, unfortunately, it's a little bit hazy out there. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. There's a bit of pollution in the air. I mean, it's not as bad as Chiang Mai, but we still get the Southeast Asian pollution here. I've done this road in May and it's crystal clear blue sky. It's very beautiful, but anyway, it is what it is. So this is where the barrier has completely collapsed. There must have been a big landslide here. You can see all the rocks down there. The bad news is it doesn't look like they're repairing it, as I said before, so we'll keep on going and we'll see what the state of the damage is. The jungle's also encroaching on the road, although that would be an easy fix. Okay, now it's light, let's keep going. There you can see where the jungle's taking over. This road will soon get reclaimed if they don't do something about it soon. Now we're on the lookout for red-shanked dukes, and red-shanked dukes, I have to clip back in a steep bit, are a species of langur, endangered, and their main habitat in the world is Songkhla, and I think the other one is somewhere also in Vietnam. I also read that apparently the locals didn't know this. No one kind of knew they were here until fairly recently, like 10-15 years ago. But they say since then they have taken them to their hearts a little bit, and there has been resistance against development on Sonchar, which is a designated and nationally protected forest, and has been ever since the end of the war, since Vietnam reunified in 1977. Now I say the war in a slightly particular way because it's the war that in the West we would refer to as the Vietnam War. Viets don't call it that, of course. They call it the American War. It's not an easy road to ride, this one. It's very up and down, and when it's up, it's very up. And when it's down, it's pretty steep down as well, so it's always been a bit of a challenge. Temperature is 22, 23 degrees, so that's good. It's pretty humid out. I'm already sweating like a something. But on a bit of a downhill here, and then I know there's a couple of longer, very steep ramps climbing up. So we'll see how those are. Yeah, that in the distance there, although I suspect we can hardly see it, is the Hai Van Pass. A couple of squirrels, still on the lookout for dukes. Another little landslide here that the nature is already growing over, just a narrow path for scooters to get through and bicycles. And then we're continuing down towards the coast, still sort of looking out to the west here. And what we're going to do is we're going to ride all the way around the top end of the peninsula, come back, climb back up, right up to the top of Monkey Mountain, to Chessboard as it's called, and we'll see why it's called that when we get there. And then I'll drop back down and then go and see a little bit more of the peninsula, so the very eastern tip and the banyan tree, which is superb, and well, just see what we can see. You can just see the road snaking up the other side, so we've got to go down and back up here. So onto the main climb, 7k, 550 meters of climbing, but most of that's in two parts, two very steep bits. This is the first of them. So it's not just dukes here, there's also macaques, your sort of standard grey-brown monkeys, the naughty ones that cause all the trouble, stealing things from tourists and biting people. My advice after many years of living and travelling in countries that have macaques is keep as far away as possible. Okay, just near the top of the climb, and I came across a little troop family of dukes. I'll get them on the other camera because I can zoom on that one. You might just be able to see one. They're very shy, the dukes. Certainly aren't going to pose for selfies. And they're off. They can hear me talking. Okay, still a nice little gift. Okay, hopefully we'll run into some more. Duke. Okay, we're on the really on the back road now. This bit's even more abandoned, I think. We'll see how far we can get, and then we'll probably backtrack and climb up to Ban Co Peak, Chessboard Peak. Definitely a big old landslide here. So they have cleared the landslides. That's the work they have done, but they haven't done any road repairs that I can see. And it'd be a real shame if they lose this road, but you can sort of understand it. Okay, I think this may be the end of the line. Maybe. Let's see if we can get through. It looks like people have gone through, so you can just sort of see a trail, but pretty bad. Okay, I'm continuing on foot because I can just see something very definitive, and that is absolutely no way through now, I think. The road is gone. Oh yeah, look, there's a little path. There's always a way. Viets always find a way. Look, there's a little path through the woods. Even motorbikes have been through here. That must take some skill and round. But for me, I don't see much point. I can see more damage and trees down ahead. So I think you've got to say that's the end of the back road. Okay, back up to the junction. Bangko Peak, 2k climb. Heritage banyan tree, that's the one I was headed for, but I'm going to have to find a different way there. Or back to, this one's called Yek Kyu Street. Anyway, we're going to go up here. Okay, this is the barrier, not much of a barrier, from where the back road joins the other road. Hasn't really got a name, the one I did yesterday from Intercon up to Koban. So that's an alternative way to get back down in there, landslide area. Do not cross if you don't want to get up at 4:20 in the morning. It's a steep one. This road is officially open, so this is the extension of the monkey climb. You do the monkey and then just keep going. It drops down and then starts going back up again into a fearsome final kilometre, which we're about to experience. Okay, final 50 metres, 20%. Oh, I was hoping the little shop would be open, get a cold drink, but it's too early, still only 7. Walk up the steps. There's various modern sculptures up here, and then you can see the radar stations in the distance. There's a good view normally, and it is, I mean, it's clear, but as I said before, it's hazy out. The air itself is not clear, so we won't get the best of views, which is a shame. Yeah, very misty down there. That's all pollution, I think. And if we carry on up the steps to the very top, we'll see why it's called Din Ban Ko. I think I was calling it Din Ko Ban a minute ago, but Din, summit or top, Ban Ko, chessboard. I don't know the history of this sculpture, and I'm not even sure that's chess. It looks more like Go. Now, I have seen photos of it painted a garish blue. It's not now, but you can sort of see underneath they have repainted it grey. The blue wasn't great. We're not quite at the highest point. Highest point's up there actually, and you can cycle up there, but it does say no entry, so I don't think I'll push my luck today. And if we come out onto this rock, we should be able to see, well, we can see out to sea, but again, it's not super clear. Lots of dragonflies. I don't know if you can pick those up on the camera. Even though it's not clear, you get a sense of the size of Da Nang, and that's just a bit of Da Nang. That's not all of Da Nang. Da Nang actually continues all the way around the coast into the Mister, and then when you go all the way around to do the Hai Van, you look back in this direction, you see this whole part of Da Nang. As I said before, it's one of the biggest cities in Vietnam after Saigon, Hanoi, Haiphong, perhaps Canton. So 4th or 5th biggest, a few million, but definitely the nicest in my opinion. Well, I don't think we can call that blocking the road. It's sort of blocking half the road, just say don't cross, but I came up this way yesterday, it wasn't a problem. The very beginning of the climb, they don't want you doing this road in reverse because it's extremely steep, like 25% or so. And some foolish tourists managed to crash and hurt themselves on scooters a few years back. So now they've banned automatic scooters. You can only come up on semi-automatic with gears, so you can control your descent speed. So into one of the landslide areas here. But you can see they've definitely done some repairs. They've fixed the road here, put the barriers back, cleared all the rocks. Good sign, I think. And here's the guys working on the road. It's their little camp. Ciao. They don't care. Sitting around smoking. But they're getting it done. I'd say from what I saw yesterday and today, it looks to me like it's fully repaired now. I suspect they just need to give it a bit of a clean and then they can reopen it. But it looks like cyclists and people are coming through anyway. But as I say, only in this direction. You're not allowed to come from the other direction unless you do what I did yesterday, which was come quite late in the afternoon when the security guard wasn't there. So I just sort of snuck in and went straight into that 25% ramp. So I'm just going to see if we can get into the other back way, the one that's signposted to something like Om Tree, is it? Om Spring. There's another entrance here. Yeah, doesn't seem to be a problem. So this one would go in. I'll just go in a little bit. I'm not going to go in too far. And it'll join up with that, the road that had collapsed a bit further. So this is how you do the full loop. But as we know, monkeys, must be my lucky day. Just found 400,000 dong. Oh, there's a duke. Fantastic. There's another one coming. I suspect he'll follow. Getting all my luck together then. 400,000 dong. I think they can hear me, so they're not super happy. You can hear them grunting. See if we can see this one. Oh, well, I can see them there. Oh, I can see their tails hanging down. Okay, down the 25% slope. I came up yesterday, and I hope you don't get any aggro from the guard. Except gravity's on our side, so it's not a lot you can do. The road is much more open now actually, so maybe that's it, maybe it is officially reopened. No security. So we'll just continue. This is the Intercon Resort, and how they got away with building this in the middle of a protected forest, but anyway. Tennis courts, and then we'll try and get onto the eastern part of the peninsula, which was also closed due to storm damage last year, but I did again. I snuck in the other day, so we'll just see how our luck goes. Nobody in the guard's hut. Landslide area, do not cross. Well, not technically crossing, just passing. Okay, so we're in. So this involves another brutally steep climb up, and then that'll take us to the famous banyan tree, this huge banyan tree that was apparently used as a meeting point by trying to break with one hand during the war by the resistance fighters. Anyway, we'll go and see that and have a look out to the ocean, and that'll be us done, I think. Last super steep bit, 25% killer. It's getting hot and humid now. Only 8:30, but very different from last week. Slightly off-road section. I mean, you could do this, come up here on the road bike. It's only short sections that are broken and gravelly like this, but even the bits that aren't are sort of bumpy, and you know, as I said before, bring the widest tyres that you can to Da Nang if you want to really enjoy as much cycling as possible. Okay, we got to the banyan tree. It's behind me, so I'll just park the bike and then we'll get a good look at it. It is certainly quite impressive. Look at that. So the main banyan, the main body's in there, but these are all like, I'm not sure what you call them, aerial roots coming down from the branches and then sending roots into the ground. Incredible tree. So yeah, this is all in, okay, let's say on here, height of 22 meters. Circumference of its trunk and aerial prop roots 36 meters, approximately 800 years old. Woo. And this place was chosen by Quang Da Nang's self-defense militias and commandos as a revolutionary base during 2 resistance wars against foreign invaders. Okay, well, let's go and have a little closer look. Okay, this is the main body of the banyan. I mean, even the main body is not really a main body. It's sort of several bodies. I'm guessing this is the main one. Inevitably a little bit of graffiti cut into the tree. But yeah, quite something. 800 years old. As we come around this corner, there's a superb view. Ooh, look at that. You can see that's the way we're going, that little road snaking up through the green there. Once we've descended and climbed back up. Yeah, going right into the corner here and then around past the hotel. Monkeys are coming for me, coming for my bicycle. That big one over there is slightly aggressive, so I'm going to follow my usual advice, which is keep well away from macaques, because they can be real troublemakers. Anyway, okay, so that's Monkey Mountain. I need a cold drink, and then I have done almost 1,500 meters of climbing before breakfast. I need some breakfast. So we'll ride round now, we'll go around the south side of the peninsula, past Lady Buddha, and back into Da Nang City. Okay, past the Lady Buddha, tallest Buddha statue in Vietnam. You remember that from the first episode. How tall is she? 67 meters, I think. Pretty big. Just glimpse her through the trees here, and you can see her from just about anywhere in Da Nang. Definitely a very visible landmark. Okay, definitely time for food now. We'll get down off Son Cha, get something to eat. I think I fancy ban quan, one of my favourites. Okay, I haven't been to this place before, but I think I'm very glad I did. Look at those ban quan. Absolutely stuffed full of filling. Often, sometimes, you know, the cheaper street places, they don't put a lot inside them, but those have got a lot. You know. So you've got the ban quan, the steamed fermented rice pancakes, very lovely dish. Fish sauce, put some chilies in there, put some garlic in there, a little bit of cabbage, a little bit of greens. Very nice. Let's get in. That was, without doubt, not only the best bangkok in Da Nang, but one of the best I've ever had. It was superb. And free green tea as well. I'll put a pin in the introduction just so if anyone's here and wants to eat good bangkok, you know where to go. Okay, I've had my breakfast. I'm riding back into town along the beach, quite literally, avoiding the wet bit and the sandy bit, and then it's kind of easy. Very nice though. I really enjoyed making that video. It was a bit of an early start, but you know, if you want to get to the special places, sometimes you've got to get up early. And we saw some red-shanked dukes, a couple of families of them. That was definitely a bonus. Okay, hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't, and see you all soon on today's ride.